Gosh, that was beautiful. Everybody, that's Seth Larson. We're so excited to have him in the house today on this blustery Sunday that we've got love. We've got love blowing in the wind. So we're going to sing a couple joy songs with you. We hope that you'll join us before we bring Seth back up. Yeah. We're turning pain into joy, turning fear into faith, turning doubt into hope, turning sorrow to grace, and we're turning war into peace, turning weakness to might, turning sickness to health, turning darkness to light, so we can light up the world, light up the world, light up the world, light up the world, light up the whole wide world with the power of our love. We're gonna light up the world, light up the world, light up the world, light up the world, light up the whole wide world with the power of our love. I said we're turning pain into joy, turning fear into faith, turning doubt into hope, turning sorrow to grace, and we're turning war into peace, turning weakness to might, turning sickness to health, turning darkness to light, so we can light up the world, light up the world, light up the world, light up the whole wide world with the power of our love. We're gonna light up the world, light up the world, light up the world, light up the world, light up the whole wide world with the power, light up the whole wide world with the power, light up the whole wide world with the power of our love, of our love. Yeah, you guys sound great out there. And out there, we're going to do one of our favorite songs by Hezekiah Walker now. We feel like it's so needed right this moment. Words are very simple. I need you. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is God's will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. We know it now. Let's do that one more time. I need you. I need you. You need me. We're all a part. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Stand with me. Agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is God's will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. And now we get very quiet and say, I'll pray for you. I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I need words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. It is God's will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. It's true. Good morning and welcome to Columbine Spiritual Center. We're centered in God. We celebrate a world of harmony, peace, and abundance for all. Please join me in welcoming back Mr. Seth Larson. Woo!
Morning. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody at home. I see you. I know this is crazy technology, but I can see you in your pajamas right now. Well done. So growing up with my younger brother, Joshua Larson, the infamous Joshua Larson, who's noticeably not with me here today. When he got to be about my size, I started to borrow his clothes. And at the time, it's because he had a much better sense of fashion than I do. He still does. But what I realized a little bit later in life was that I liked wearing clothing that my brother had on because there was something about it that sort of stayed with it. And it gave me comfort, and still does when I steal his clothes. And I get a similar sense when I come into this building. And I know you're not here physically, but probably most of you have been under this roof more than once, and your energy, your presence is still here one way or the other, and I'm grateful for that. So thank you for surrounding me by all you have to give. The song is called Life. It goes like this. I woke up grateful to be alive, surrounded by the morning light. The day ahead of me and yesterday behind. Throw my hands in the air, I wave them around because I care. I care about you and you. And everyone under this big blue sky, and I, yes, I am so in love with life. La 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 la. La 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 la. So in love with life is but a dream, and gently down this stream, whoa, whoa, we go together. Sometimes I wonder what we are and wish upon a star that this could last forever. Life, la 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 la. So in love with life, la 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 la. So in love with. Sometimes it brings you down as you're bleeding on the ground, like you're lost and won't be found. But the sun will rise again, and the soul, it has no end. So can we all just sing? Oh, la 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 la. So in love with life, la 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 la. I'm so in love with life, la 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 la. I'm so in love with life, la 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 la. So in love.
Thanks, Seth. It's beautiful. It's wonderful having you here today. Thanks for sharing your gifts. So we light our candle just to remind ourselves of that inner light within each of us as we open ourselves to prayer. So I invite you to gently close your eyes, take a deep breath, feel yourself coming into that love of life that Seth so beautifully sung about, being in love with life. Oh, sweet Spirit, we know that life is constantly changing, as this wind is so strong today, bringing that wind of change to life. Life in its many forms. Life is in our humanness is sometimes joyful and sometimes not so joyful. We know that from this year, this 2020 year has brought its fair share of challenges and many opportunities as well to prioritize, to get at the heart of the matter, what is important to us, and work on that. So, sweet Spirit, today we take this moment to look at our priorities, to look at our life, and wanting to live that best life possible from the best version of ourselves that we can envision. Using our gifts to be that best person. And we know that even as we do this, that there are many in our country, on our planet, that are hurting, that are challenged, that are in pain due to maybe physical health or mental health or racial injustice or economic uncertainty or climate change. We are opening our hearts to everyone who is suffering, everyone on our prayer list, extending that part of ourselves that wants to understand and bridge the gap and be in a place of compassion. And so, sweet Spirit, thank you for that ability to be aware of not just what is ours to do in life, ours to be in life, but how we can be for everyone else. We thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
Seems as that we're always in a perpetual state of healing, from the cellular level to all the way to the big picture. The soul even, maybe. The earth, hopefully, yeah. This is a song by Trevor Hall, one of my favorites. It comes to me upon the strings, when I hear it will I sing. I can't say it's my creation, staying patient what it brings. Let me say I'm coming humble, I don't know what's right or wrong. And I just keep on believing, passing down an old song. An old song. Everybody's got that chapter of dark and darker days. Saturn seems to be returning, and his essence can't be tamed. Some would like to fight to try to plan a secret attack. But the more you push it, the more it's pushing you back. So you can't rush your healing. Darkness has its teaching, and love is never leaving. And you can't rush your healing. Mama, well, she told me time is such a wonderful gift. You're not running out, you're really running in. But it also points the way. And quiet down the mind, the more the song will play. So you can't rush your healing. Darkness as is teaching, and love is never leaving. You can't rush your healing. Your healing. as is teaching. Love, it's never leaving. And you can't rush your healing. Your healing. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Seth. So this past summer, when we were holding a class here, one of our members, CSL minister, Marla Regal, facilitated a class called Healing Racism. And the class was actually participants from all over the country. But a group of us from Columbine met in a small group and decided that we really needed to start hearing some voices of ministers of color. And so we committed to that. I felt the truth of that, and we committed to bringing some ministers of color to our Columbine community. And Scott and I reached out to Sylvia Sumter. She came to mind immediately because she's a powerful voice in the unity movement. She's a unity minister at Unity of Washington, D.C. And we reached out to her, and she was happy to provide a video for us. Her team was. And we get to share that with you today. So I'm really pleased to introduce to you our guest speaker. Her name is Reverend Sylvia Sumter, unity minister at Unity of Washington, D.C. And besides having a thriving ministry there in Washington, D.C., she also spearheads the national movement Stand Up for Humanity, which brings together individuals from all walks of life and spiritual paths to promote positive action for the greater good of all. So I'm really pleased to share with you this video. This is a recorded video from June of 2020. So here we go.
Beautiful, beautiful. That was James Watson. There's a balm in Gilead to heal the soul. Yes, joy comes in the morning. That's the good news. No matter what takes place the day before, during the night, there's always a new beginning, a new opportunity. And before that, we experienced the trio doing Sam Cooke's A Change is Gonna Come. A change is gonna come. Every moment brings an opportunity for new change. So welcome this morning to Unity of Washington, D.C. I'm Reverend Sylvia Sumter, and I am so blessed and delighted to have you all with us this morning. I want to ask, I pray and I hope that you all are still staying alert and safe. I know that with the ease of restrictions and the fact that we are moving into a new phase, I'm not sure what phase it is, if we're still in phase 1, but we're moving to phase 2. But I know that it might feel as if this is a wrap. It's all good. It's all done. We're done with COVID-19 and sheltering in place. We got some freedom. It's time to get out and move out. But the truth of the matter is, friends, is that we are still in the midst of a global pandemic. And I just don't want you to forget that and to become so laxed as you relax. But keep yourself open and aware and attentive to what is taking place. And I was thinking that perhaps this is the first time that many of us have experienced a lockdown, so to speak, for almost 3 months of being contained in a particular space, being confined to a particular environment, not having the freedom to expand and to move and to be. And so a little cabin fever may be setting in, perhaps. You know, cabin fever that is taking a toll on us to the point where we're eager to get out. Let's go to a restaurant. Let's eat. Let's come to church and worship. No. But we are feeling this sense of wanting to move, needing a change. And what I'm thinking is that we are in the midst not only of a global pandemic, but possibly what I'm calling the perfect storm. Because in the midst of that, we see this expression of outrage that has occurred and is taking place over the killing of George Floyd. That was actually broadcast into everyone's home. And because we were home, we had an opportunity to see that. And what that did was it began to wake people up that had heretofore been asleep, either asleep or perhaps in denial about what was taking place in this country for a number of years. I viewed a video by a woman named Jane Elliott, and some of you may know of her. I'm not sure if she's a social scientist, but I know she's done some very powerful work and workshops and settings on racism. And she did the brown eyes, blue eyes experiment with people. Like, I think it was the blue eyes were discriminated against and the brown eyes had all the freedom to do and to be. And this was in a classroom school setting. And it showed the effect of, even though it was already preordained and the blue-eyed people knew they were safe, but when they were denied privileges and the brown-eyed people got everything, but to watch what happened during that experiment, how deeply the blue-eyed people felt and couldn't actually handle the discrimination. Very powerful. Well, she's done another one that's been circulating around too, and I thought this one, I saw it the other day, and I thought this one was powerful. And it's called Being Black. And hopefully Tracy will have that queued up and we'll be able to see that.
I want every white person in this room who would be happy to be treated as this society in general treats our citizens, our black citizens. If you, as a white person, would be happy to receive the same treatment that our black citizens do in this society, please stand. You didn't understand the directions. If you white folks want to be treated the way blacks are in this society, stand. Nobody's standing here. That says very plainly that you know what's happening. You know you don't want it for you. I want to know why you're so willing to accept it or to allow it to happen for others.
Very powerful video, was it not? I know that it touched me deeply because when she asked that question, is there anybody here who wants to trade, would be willing and happy to trade places with a black person or black people? Stand up. If you're willing to be treated the way black people are treated and you're happy, but stand up. And nobody stood up, right? And I love this conclusion she came to. She says, because you did not stand, that tells me you know what's going on. You are aware. And she says, you know not only what's going on, but you know that you don't want it for yourself. You don't want to experience that. And then the powerful question she asks at the end is, so what I want to know, she says, is why you would allow it to be for others. Why would you allow that experience to be felt by others? Very, very powerful. And what I thought as I was looking at that, and I said, you know, what it points out is that we as a nation, you know, we're built on the premise of justice and equality for all. that we all have the ability to pursue happiness, right? That there's equal justice under the law. We know that's not the truth. But somehow or another, we have held on to it as a core value for us, when in fact it may have been just a myth. It may have been just an ideal, or it may be true for some but not for all. It is not equal justice for all, liberty for all, freedom for all, only for a select few. And so it's an image that we as Americans have held and portrayed for our own benefit and for the world, so that we could be seen as this great, wonderful democracy that touts freedom and peace and harmony and acceptance and tolerance and equality, when that's not necessarily the truth. And so where are we today? And I thought, well, I still have hope, because I'm so encouraged by seeing all the young people out there protesting. See, I was doing that in the 60s myself. But I'm encouraged when I see them standing up and being willing to speak up. And I'm even more encouraged when I see this is a different time than it was back in the 60s or during the Watts riots or whatever, because I see that there are more people who have awakened, more European Americans, white Americans, who are willing to stand up as well and to join in the protest to really bring the values of this nation into being through action. Now, what I find interesting about this is, why now? What is it that has caused? It's not just one thing. We know that the killing of George Floyd might have been just the straw that broke the camel's back. But it's the perfect storm where we were caught up in the house, and maybe it's people resisting, rebelling, feeling frustrated over the economic disparity in our nations, or maybe the political climate that's happening and the pandemic. All of it came together for this moment for us to just have a moment. I said, what makes this the moment that could be the moment of transformation, the moment of great awakening? What is it about this moment? Because you see, African Americans, or black people perhaps, they have been railing against and speaking up against racism, white supremacy, economic disparity, and they've been doing it for over 400 years. 400 years. So why now? Why now? And as they were speaking up, standing up, marching, protesting, we got some changes made, but not to the degree that was needed. Because it still felt like, with all of this resistance to what was happening over these long 400 years, it felt like nobody was listening. Nobody was hearing the call for freedom and justice. A little bit. We shouted it during the Vietnam War, during the 60s. I'm a product of the 60s, you know, flower power. So it was heard briefly, but not to the degree where true transformation, sweeping change could take place. And so it felt like no one was listening and that nobody cared. In fact, it might have even felt that the sentiment is that we had somehow, we're in a post-era. We've moved beyond. We're post-slavery. We are post-Jim Crow days. We're post-racism. After all, we have affirmative action. And what's even more, look, we elected an African-American, a black president. So we're past all that racism. We're past all that stuff. So what it is that you are feeling, whatever it is that you are feeling, it's you and not us. That could be the statement that's heard, or I'm sure many of you have heard that. Or you might have even heard that, well, there's so much progress, there's equality. You shouldn't feel the way that you feel. You shouldn't feel the way that you feel. Just like we think that this pandemic is over, there are many people who think, oh, racism is over. And so you shouldn't be standing in the streets. You shouldn't feel any kind of deprivation. There's equality. And what I say is what we are witnessing, and what Martin Luther King said, that the riots were the language of the unheard. And what we are witnessing are people who have felt dismissed, people who have felt unheard. And I'm thinking, have you ever felt dismissed? Have you ever felt like you don't matter? That you don't matter? That your thoughts, your feelings, your perceptions, your values don't matter? Or perhaps you might have felt that they're not even real, that someone has said what you're feeling is not real. Your feelings aren't justified, that there's no real basis for you to feel that way because we don't have slavery, we don't have this, so you have no basis for your feelings. No justification for your statements. And we've all perhaps been in that situation in life at some point or another. But nobody likes to feel that way. Nobody likes to feel dismissed. Nobody likes to feel that somehow they don't matter. And so what I'm thinking is that we want to feel heard. Everybody wants to feel heard. Everybody wants to feel acknowledged and to be acknowledged. Everybody wants to matter. It's a part of this human experience. We want to matter. So I began, as I was thinking about this, I wonder what would happen. What would happen if we all somehow became skilled at getting to the heart of the matter? If we all want to feel that we matter, what is it within us that we would like others to know that we matter? So I thought, well, what skill would we need to get to the heart of the matter? And I thought, what if we were to all of a sudden really begin to hear and listen to one another? See, there's a difference between hearing and listening, right? Hearing is that physical auditory experience, that sound hits the ear, and so we need to hear. But listening involves deep meaning. Listening involves presence. Right? So what would happen if we really begin to listen to one another? And what would happen if we were to begin to actually feel into the other, to feel what they might be feeling, to go beyond what they're saying even, into, well, what are they feeling? Because I believe that this simple approach to learning to move into the feeling of another, to feel what they might be feeling, to feel their humanity, to feel their suffering, to hear with your ears, but to listen deeply to what this soul is saying and expressing. If we could get this simple approach, then all of a sudden, I truly believe we would heal this nation, and we would heal our world. And we'd also heal our own individual relationships, right? We would heal our connections to each other. Because what? Everybody wants to be heard. They want to be acknowledged. They want to know that they matter. Feelings matter. And when we dismiss them, whether they are our own or other people's, we weaken our ability and power to heal. If you can't feel, you can't heal. And so when we dismiss our own or others, we weaken that ability. Feeling heard changes hearts. Feeling heard will change a heart. When somebody says, you know what, I hear you, what they're really saying is, I feel you. And when they say, you know what, I feel you, what they're saying is they really hear you. So my thing is, being heard or feeling heard changes hearts. It opens hearts. And then when we have a changed heart, what changed hearts do is changed hearts create a change of experience. Changed hearts will create a change of experience. And so, what if we could all have a change of heart? What would it take for us to have a change of heart? Healing would take place. And I know that this is possible, but here's the key to actually being willing to have a change of heart. Now, to have a change of heart, you're going to have to change your feelings. And in order to have a change of heart, that you can change your feelings, you're going to have a change of mind. To have a change of heart, where there's a change of your feeling nature, you have to also change your mind. Listen to what Charles Fillmore says. He says, and he's the co-founder of Unity, for those of you who are new to the Unity movement. He says, behind every feeling or emotion, there lies thought, which is its direct cause. Behind every feeling or emotion lies a thought, which is its direct cause. So if you have some funky feelings going on, probably you have some funky thoughts that are existing as well. I thought about that, and I got a chuckle this morning as I was working on that thought. But seriously, this is the heart of the matter here. So feelings matter, and if you want to change them, right? Because it's not so much what we say. We'll say a lot, but what's in here? That's what really begins to show up. You can do a lot of talk, but then your feelings and your actions are going to say what you really believe. So if you really want to have a change of heart and you want to be, you're going to have to work with your feelings. Feelings matter. But if you want to change them, what you're going to have to do is start with changing your thoughts, because behind that feeling is a thought. Now, this is no small thing to be able to do, to change a thought, to change your feeling. But it is possible. It's definitely possible. So the first thing, when you're caught up in your feeling nature, and you're in your feeling, I love when people say, I'm feeling some kind of way. That's the way I'm feeling right now today. I'm feeling some kind of way. But when you're caught up in your feelings, it's hard to even maybe get back to the thought, because feelings are energy. It's power. It's a movement that is taking place in your being, and sometimes we get overrun by our feelings. This movement overtakes the mind and the consciousness, and so it's hard to change it in the midst, but it can be done. So we want to start as when you are caught up in your feelings, and I'm going to talk about limited feelings, negative feelings, because we know when you have good feelings, you don't want to change those. You're okay. But let's talk about when you have feelings of hurt, when you have feelings of pain, when you feel that you're suffering, when something's not right and your spirit is vexed and whatever. How do you move out of that experience and that expression? And I think the first thing that you have to do is that you have to notice that you are in your feelings. And sometimes, and that means you gotta, sometimes if you are able to notice it before the feelings take you over and move you with passion and energy. But notice that you're in your feelings. And then try to identify the type of feeling that you are experiencing or having in the moment. See, most of us aren't in touch with really the wide varieties of feelings that can take place within the human condition. And basically, we go to our base feelings, anger. I said, well, sometimes you could just be annoyed. Why does it always have to go to full out anger, or rage? It could be annoyance, but most of us go to our base feelings. But try to identify what you're feeling. Is it anger? Is it anxiety? Are you experiencing some level of fear? Maybe you have a sense of loss, a feeling of emptiness, of disconnected. Try to get behind the feeling, but first by noticing and identifying the feeling that you have. And then once you do that, once you can pinpoint your feeling, now you can get behind the feeling to the thought. You can get behind this feeling. Well, if it's a feeling of fear, what is precipitating this fear? I'm feeling fear. What's behind that? What thought may be triggering? What thought lies behind my feelings? And once you begin to do that, and it may be a process of layering, because it might not be the first thought that comes to mind. So I like to practice, when I do this practice on myself, when I'm working with myself and trying to work with my emotions, I might ask myself, what is it that I am feeling? Once I identify it and I get to the thought that is behind that feeling, and then I then begin to examine the thought. Well, where did that thought come from? What's the level of truth about that thought? Is this really my reality? Is there anything in this thought, in this perception, that needs to be changed? Where is this thought taking me? Why is this thought producing this particular feeling? And so I begin to examine and go deeper into my thoughts so I can see what needs to be changed. If there's a change that's going to come, it's got to come from within. It's got to come, and your feelings may be a signal that something needs to be changed. What's happening out here is a signal that something needs to be changed, you see. And so once I figure out, is it my own perceptions that I need to change? Do I need to have a change of heart? Do I need to have a change of thought, a change of mind? What is it? Because all of that is up to me. It's up to me. Listen, I want us to listen to some quotes from some masterful, I call them masterful metaphysicians. You know, I do a lot of reading of, I love the old-time New Thought spiritual teachers and leaders because they were grounded in the truth. And they were absolutist, which enabled them to, they weren't going to come off that truth for anything. So listen, this is a quote from Ernest Wilson. And Ernest Wilson says, reach past thought to feeling, because it is in feeling that healing, joy, forgiveness, and sweet assurance dwells. In doing so, you may recapture the long-lost rapture of the kingdom, in which all things good are possible, and only the good is enduringly present and true. That's powerful. So he's saying, get past all of your feelings, and you got to reach past them, because if you get too caught up in them, you have to acknowledge them. They are part of the human condition. They are ours. Do not let anybody dismiss your feelings, invalidate your feelings, poo-poo your feelings or whatever. But you must learn to hold them, and as you honor your feelings, you also work with them so that you're coming to a sense of wholeness. Mind, body, spirit. My thinking and my feeling are in alignment. See, that's where creation comes. When thinking and feeling are in alignment, energy is released. It's powerful. So we don't want to give too much to the overthinking and overfeeling. Balance, to acknowledge them. So he's saying, but we got to reach past that feeling so you can get behind to the thought, because then that's where the joy and forgiveness and all that stuff, the sweet assurance takes place behind that. And so we want to, and it's when you get behind that feeling to that thought and you combine them both, he says, this is the place where all things good are possible. And we're looking for all things good. Donald Curtis, powerful unity minister, Donald Curtis said, when we have good feelings about others, when we forgive and release others from feelings of resentment or condemnation, then we are truly free. You see, it's about channeling all of our emotions in the right place. And he says, so when we can have conditioned ourselves to have good feelings, we call it in unity, we say, see the good. See it and name it. Claim good everywhere, see the good in everything. Now, when I say that, friends, you know me, you've heard me say this. Everything is not good, but there is good in everything. And the distinction and understanding the subtle distinction in that statement is what will bring you freedom. Everything is not good, but there is good in everything. There's the presence of God in the midst of every situation and circumstance. So sometimes you got to look past the exterior to go deep into what is good here. Look for the good and praise it is another unity phrase. Look for the good and praise it, which means look for God and praise it. Bring forth that good in the midst of all of that energy of negativity and limitation. So Donald Curtis says, when we forgive and release others from feelings of resentment and condemnation, then we are truly free. And so where are you holding unforgiveness? It's a feeling. Because I tell you, the longer you hold on to resentment and unforgiveness, the longer you feel the effects of it. The other person feels nothing. They can't feel what you feel. They might get a whiff of your vibration, but you're the one. So feeling, forgiving, freeing, letting go, releasing the limitations is what gives you a sense of inner freedom. And Donald Curtis also said this. He said, we need never try to force anything in life, but rather only cultivate good feelings about everything. Now this is a hard teaching because, again, it's how can I keep my sense of being focused on the good? How can I train and condition myself to look for that good, that God presence, and to hold on to that and to call that forth? Because when you begin to, whatever you focus on, whatever you have that laser energy towards, wherever you're putting your thoughts and your feeling, you are bringing into manifestation. That vibration, that energy of feeling is also a drawing power. So the thought is an energy and a power, and the feeling is an energy and power. And when you combine the two, you're going to draw to you whatever your thoughts and feelings are all about. And if they are negative, and if they are full of anxiety and angst and limitation, you will draw that to you. So you want to harness your power to think good, to express good. You want to harness the power of your thoughts as well. And you don't have to force it. He says we never need to try to force anything but rather cultivate good feelings, which is good vibrations. Put out a high vibration, and the vibration will do the work. Couple that with the thought, and you will have manifestation. And lastly, Sue Sicking says this: without the fire of feeling, nothing is consummated. And I love that, because the fire of feeling is, to me, it is that energy, the life force of God that moves me. It's the impulse towards God. It's the impulse towards good. The fire, right? The fire of feeling is the Holy Spirit saying, woo, right? And without this fire, without this passion, she says nothing is consummated. If you want to achieve something, you must have passion and energy behind it, behind that thought. If you don't engage the feeling nature behind that, and you have a thought that lies behind it, but if the feeling is weak, the thought will not manifest. You need that passion, that fire, to bring it into being. So, we want to make sure that we're always compassionate. See, compassion is with passion, with energy. I feel you. When I'm compassionate, I'm feeling you with my whole being. And my compassion has the movement and the energy and the love and the heart and the Spirit of God. And when we open ourselves up so that we can unleash this through compassion, anything is possible. Anything is possible. So I'm hoping that we will learn to be open-hearted, tender-hearted, kind-hearted, see? But to do it with the fire so that we have the heart of the matter. We can do what we need to do to bring about change, but we're bringing about the change with the passion and the fire and the love for freedom and justice and equality, all of the qualities of being that are speaking to the good of all, to the good for all. We like to say in New Thought, for the highest good of all concerned. That's when you know that you're really in alignment. I want to do what is the highest good for all concerned. The largest picture. Let me see what is my greatest gift. What is the greatest thing I can do? So whatever it is, do it. This is a time of Great transformation. Do your part. Open your heart. Lead with love. And love is not no willy-nilly, oh. I'm not talking sentiment. I'm talking about the love that comes from the love of God. I'm talking about the love that carries compassion. I'm talking about love that carries the energy to move, to do, because love is a force. And so we're going to do what we need to do to bring about change. A change is not going to come. A change is happening right now. So do your inner work. Get to the heart of the matter in your own life. What matters most to you? I've been doing some soul searching to find out what matters most to me. And then I want to bring my whole and complete self to the heart of the matter. And I hope that we'll all continue to do that and to move with grace and love and light. A change is here. Blessings and namaste. Wow. Beautiful. Thank you, Courtney. I love it. Let it be. There's an answer. We're the answer. We're the change we've been looking for. We are the answer. Everything lies within us. And so I want to take a moment just to go within and to really tap that energy and vibration of divine love that lies within us so that we can be set on fire with the passion and the compassion of God. That we can go deep within and open the heart so that whatever is ours to do, we do it with great love. So just allow yourself now to become still and centered. And take a few deep, deep breaths. Because when you allow yourself to go within and breathe into the heart and breathe from the heart, you have the energy to allow Spirit then to bring to you what is yours to do. There will be an answer. Let it be. When you're seeking direction and guidance, there will be an answer. When your heart is breaking, you go within and allow the Spirit of God as love to heal all of the broken places. And you can let it be. When you're needing a change, you go within and let it be. Let all that is taking place in our world today, this change, this transformation, let it come about with peace and power and passion and purpose. Let hearts open, let minds open, and surrender to that which is the greatest good for all concerned. So we see light surrounding all of those who have the courage to stand and to march or to sit or to kneel or to work or to speak up, stand up. We see light surrounding all of us as we are creating a world that works for all. Let's listen to one another's heart. Let's feel into the sacred being of each soul. I feel you. Because if I can feel you, I can love you. So just rest for a moment with your attention upon the heart, and let the vibrations that lie within of love and peace, assurance, just let it be. Peace, be still. Oh, thank you, Father, Mother, God, for the good. Thank you for your freeing spirit within my being. May I always seek to go to the heart of the matter, for there I will find love. Take a deep, deep breath. And so it is. Amen and amen.
And I open my heart, and I open my heart, and I open my heart, and I open my heart. There's so much love, so much beauty. There's so much love and joy. There's so much love, so much beauty. There's so much love and joy. And I open my heart, and I open my heart, and I open my heart, and I open my heart.
Yes. So this is a time in our service where we want to acknowledge and bless and gratefully receive all that you give to us, your love offerings, all your donations, and we are so grateful to have a community that is so generous and giving. So let's say our offertory blessing together. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. And so it is. Amen. We have a little bit of community news for you, and what's up first? Oh, so if you are joining us for the first time or haven't been on our email list yet and would like to be, please go to our homepage of our website, columbineunity.org, and you can click on a link there to give us your contact information so you can get on our email list. We would love to be able to share with you what's going on here at Columbine. On Wednesday, it was Veterans Day, and we want to just acknowledge and thank our veterans for their incredible service. If you are a veteran in this community and you're watching right now, if you would please put in the chat box, just put I'm a vet or your name or whatever in YouTube, whether you're on YouTube or on Facebook, so that we can bless you and recognize you and honor you. We thank you so much. There's no outdoor service today. It's a good thing. It's really windy. But please join us next week, weather permitting, at 12:30. We'll have our outdoor service, and we do have a sign-up sheet for that. Just please do sign up ahead of time so we know how many of you are planning to join us in case we need to cancel for weather. And Chandra's Gift is a service that we do every year around Christmas time, where we sell Chocolove bars, and the proceeds are donated to, or used to purchase gift cards and little gift bags, assorted items for mental health patients in Boulder, mental health partners in Boulder. And so this year, since we're not gathering in large numbers, we're not selling Chocolove bars, but we are asking for donations. So if you'd like to give to that organization, please do so. Please put in the memo section of your donation that it's for Chandra's Gift, and we are hoping to raise $1,000 to provide 50 gift cards, Target gift cards, to these lovely souls who otherwise, some of them don't get any other Christmas gifts. So if you want to help with that, please do so. And this year, since we're not gathering also, we're going to have a Zoom's Giving. This was Bonnie Livengood's idea, one of our longtime members and big volunteer here, Bonnie. And it's going to be a short, simple, not service, but just a gathering on Zoom on Thanksgiving at noon, where we'll just spend a moment sharing what we're grateful for with each other and connecting with each other. So if you'd want to join us, it's on our e-bulletin and our email update that goes out on Thursday. Just that link will be there for you to join. What else we got? Oh, it's Christmas Eve. There seems to be a lot today. Christmas Eve, we are looking to do an outdoor candle battery lighting service outside, and we also are going to do a live stream. We would love to hear from you and find out what your plans are as far as attending one of those two services or both services. Some of you already told us you want to attend both, but we're looking at being outside, doing a short service, just a Christmas story with metaphysical interpretation and some Christmas carols that you all know. And we can also broadcast via FM. We have an FM transmitter now, and you can sit in your car. So if you could please go to that survey link that you'll find in your e-bulletin and in the Thursday update, and let us know what your plans are for Christmas Eve. Just help us narrow down what time we're going to do those two things. And finally, we have Fellowship at 12:15. So if you want to connect, we would love to see you, see your face on that little square on the screen. So the link again is in our e-bulletin. So join us for Fellowship at 12:15. I think that's it.
Peace out. Never going to bring Seth and Steve on up to get us out of here. Have a beautiful day. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Come on up, y'all. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God
surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Take it.
Well, thanks for sticking around, y'all. My dad is going to join me on this one. You may recognize this song. It's a song called We Are One, but it's rewritten a bit, and so for today I'm calling it We Are Plus One. Not so long ago, there was a change in my life. My daughter was born to my beautiful wife. At home under the candlelight, won't surprise you. There's been a lot on my mind, in my head like it's on repeat. I keep thinking about the earth that I want to leave this girl. A world full of possibility, with clean food, clean water, and air to breathe. So I got to believe that we are one. 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 So here we are, and I'm asking you, what's a father supposed to do? To teach his girl that love is true. Only human, no red or blue. And here we are with a choice to make. What will we build? What will we break? And will the shame be hers to take? Or can we let it go away? For heaven's sake, 'cause we are one. We are one. We are one. Yeah, we are one. We are one. Namo, Gurudev Namo. Om Namo, Gurudev Namo. Yeah, Om Namo, Gurudev Namo. Om Namo, Gurudev Namo. Even when it seems we've never been more far apart, just remember we are one. We are one. We are one. We are one. Yeah, we are one. We are. Yeah, we are. We Seth Larson, the legend, the myth. Thank y'all so much for having us. Until the next time, and always,